and welcome to the 77th episode of the Intermission Show at SLO REP. It is Friday, February 19th, 2021, and we have an absolutely Westenberg craving, Patinkin raving, Lupone waving show for you today. Like every single thing we do within these four walls at SLO REP, this show would not be possible without the support of several generous sponsors who've been tuning into the show each and every week since we started cranking them out last April. Man, she is the best! Yes, sirree, Robert, it is our favorite day of the week. It is Friday, which means it's time to beam Education Director KERRY DIMAGGio into the show and to give out next week's assignment. And finally, we will turn the SLO REP spotlight toward another amazing BIPOC playwright as we look at Michael R. Jackson's 2020 Pulitzer Prize-winning play, A Strange Loop. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy that you're here. All right, campers, we have a jam-packed show, so let's hop right to it. It is our favorite day of the week. It is Friday.
Oh yeah, throw your neighborhood in the air. If you don't care, oh yeah, throw your neighborhood.
Which means it's time to beam KERRY DIMAGGio, our education director, into the building in Inigo Montoya style to introduce some remarkable young artists and to give out next week's assignment. It is time for our ACT Spotlight.
Hello everyone, welcome to ACT Spotlight. So, as I sat down to work on the Spotlight for this week, I realized that I have completely forgotten to tell you guys, our wonderful viewers of the Intermission Show, some very exciting ACT news. We have begun another session of after-school classes. I don't know how I forgot to tell you all about it, but I did, and I'm excited to tell you now. We have a variety of classes for ages 5 to 12 that began last week, and this week marked the start of a brand new class that we're offering for teens called Playwriting for the Actor. We are so excited about this one in particular. All of our classes have wonderful groups of students and some fantastic instructors, and we're just having a blast so far. So that's our big ACT news. I want to just say a quick thank you to all of the families who have signed up for ACT classes over the past year, and those of you who have participated on the Intermission Show. Thank you so much for trusting your students with us. Thank you for your support. We're so happy and grateful that we get to be a part of your lives and to continue to bring you some theater education during this very weird time. Just thank you for being with us. If you are interested in future ACT offerings, please shoot me a quick email at act@slorep.org so that I can put you on the ACT mailing list and make sure that you can get involved if you'd like to. All right, so moving on to this week's Spotlight. In addition to realizing that I hadn't shared some very exciting ACT news, I also realized that I assigned one of the most challenging ACT Spotlight assignments of the entire past year on the very week that several of our students are also beginning in-person classes with us, not to mention their regular schoolwork and in some cases rehearsal time as well. So I made that pretty difficult for you. I would like to extend last week's assignment into this coming week. So last week I asked students to come up with some blocking for a scene from the Jungle Book using the beats that they identified in the script. Requires a lot of thought, not a particularly easy assignment, so I want to give you guys some extra time on this one. Go ahead and submit by next Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm really particularly excited to see how you interpret this challenge because I think this is, though a tough one, very fun. All right, that's it from me for now, everyone. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. Bye.
Thank you so much to Kerry, and remember, young artists, we will need your submissions in our digital hands no later than 3 p.m. next Thursday, February 25th. That's Thursday, February 25th by 3 p.m. sharp. We love to see your work. So get out there and start creating. All right, it is time to highlight some essential BIPOC voices in theater. Today's featured artist is Michael R. Jackson. Michael R. Jackson is an American playwright, composer, and lyricist. He is originally from Detroit, Michigan, and holds a BFA in playwriting and an MFA in musical theater writing from NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. Jackson's latest musical, A Strange Loop, had its world premiere at Playwrights Horizons in New York City in 2019. The Washington, D.C. production at Woolly Mammoth Theater Company, originally scheduled for September 2020, was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It is the first musical in history to win the Pulitzer Prize without a Broadway run. A Strange Loop tells the story of Usher, a black queer writer, working a day job he hates while writing his original musical. A piece about a black queer writer working a day job he hates while writing his original musical. This blistering script follows a young artist at war with a host of demons, not least of which are the punishing thoughts in his own head, in an attempt to understand his own strange loop. The New Yorker says that to watch this show is to enter by some urgent body magic, an ecstatic and infinitely more colorful version of the famous surreal lithograph by M.C. Escher, the hand that lifts from the page, becoming almost real, then draws another hand which returns the favor. A Strange Loop is complex, teasing, and thrilling. You can order a copy of this groundbreaking script at the link in the description. All of us here at SLO REP encourage all of our patrons to get to know this important play. That'll wrap up today's episode of the Intermission Show at SLO REP. Thank you so much, everyone, for continuing to tune in during SLO REP's extended closure. You have made every single one of us here at the Intermission Show feel giddier than Dom DeLuise ruining several takes on the set of The Cannonball Run.
Wait a minute, I got something. This will help you. No, I'm not going to hit you. No, I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. Now, listen to me. I swear to God, I'm not going to hit you. Watch. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm ready now. Here we go. I'm ready, I swear to God, I'm ready. We're off.
And as always, thank you to all medical personnel, essential workers, county and city officials, and everyone who is working around the clock to bring this crisis to an end as soon as possible. We cannot thank you enough. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Hug who you are allowed to hug, and we'll see you next week. Wear your masks.